ॐ एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिनि व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पाधृतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि यः सर्वविद्यास्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। विवेकजानन्दनिमग्नचित्तं विवेकदानैकविनोदशीलं विवेकभासा कमनीयकान्तिं विवेकिनं तम् अहं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। In our spiritual life, who is assured to gain success is explained in Upanishad. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na medhaya na bahuna shrutena yamai vaisha virnute tena labhyaha tasyesha atma virnute tanugum swam. In Katha Upanishad, Yamadharmaraja says, the spiritual knowledge is not gained and assimilated by hearing so many classes. Na bahuna shrutena. You go to various teachers and try to remove your doubts or try to check whether that teacher knows that, or try to pass your time in hearing it repeatedly. Not by that. Now, pravachanena, you have by-hearted, memorized the entire Upanishadic portion along with Shankara Bhashyam, and you can give beautiful classes and lectures. You can explain the Vedantic text in many ways. Still, there is all possibility for that person to be an ignorant one. Bhagavan Sri Ram Krishna's life, we get an example of a Bhagavad Pandit. So he used to go to a Raja and explain Bhagavad Shastram. Now and then he used to ask, do you understand? Then Raja used to reply, do you understand? You understand. Like that he used to reply. Because according to Raja, if the Pandit is really a knower of Bhagavad Shastram, he will not come to the palace and explain the Bhagavata Shastra. He will summon the Raja to his kutia and explain the Shastra. Because Shishya has to go in search of the Guru. That is why in our parampara we have classification. One is preaching, another is teaching. Preaching is a duty. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramadidavyam. For whom it is a duty? For a householder it is a duty. They were called Pauranikas. Now that role is taken by sannyasis. Kali Yuga. Because they stopped, householders stopped to be the preachers. So they will go to the society and create a condition or occasion. Bhagavata Saptaham. It's an occasion. Ramayana Navaham. But now it is stopped. In our tradition, you don't go to preach. If anybody comes to you with qualification, you can teach. But whether he has a qualification or not, you have to verify. It is told 1000 years before, Ramanujacharya went from Kanjipuram to Tirupati by walk. How much distance? 19 times to learn Ramayana. Not that every time he learned little. 18 times he was rejected. Without giving any teaching, he was rejected 18 times. But still he went to the teacher 19th time. Seeing his persistence, then Ramayana was taught. That was the condition in the society. So pravachana means you go as a preacher and knock the door of the people and you reel out what you know and get dakshina and come back. That is called pravachana. That is the duty of a particular segment of the community. Now it has taken many forms. So that type of pravachanam will not help in knowing one's own real self. So preaching is always different from teaching. In teaching, you don't go anywhere. The student comes asking, knocking your door, and if you find that he is qualified one, then you can give. Or you can refuse also. That is up to you. So, ayam atma na pravachanena labhyaha. Na bahunasutena na pravachanena. Na medhaya. You have that medha shakti, dharana shakti to by heart everything and reel out, but still there are many sadhus who are encyclopedia of Bhagavata. They by heart whole Bhagavata. They also cannot assimilate this teaching unless they have Varana Shakti. The second line of this Upanishad mantra says, Yame Vaishya Vrunute Tena Labhyaha Tasyaisha Atma Vivrunute Tanugum Swam. In the second line, so many words are pronouns. Yam, Yeshaha, Tena, Tasya, again Yeshaha. When pronouns come, that is the place for Bhashyakaras to differ from one to another. For this mantra, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Yam Atmanam Chaitanyam Yeshaha Sadaka Vrunute Tena Sadakena Labhyaha. If a sadhaka is sincere and seeking with all sincerity, then this knowledge is gained. Tasya sadhakasya atmakamasya yeshaha atma swam tanum swakiyam yathatmiyam vivrunute prakashayati. Bhagavan Shankaracharya's bhashya. One who seeks, he gets. The summary of the statement is what? One who seeks Atma gets it. For same mantra, Bhagavan Ramanujacharya writes. There, Yam is equal to Sadakaha Bhaktaha. In Shankara Bhashyam, Yam is equal to Atma, Ishvara. Here M is equal to Sadakaha. Eshaha is equal to Bhagavan. In Shankara Bhashyam, Eshaha is equal to Sadakaha. Just two words, meaning they shifted. What a beautiful philosophy they have brought, Just changing the meaning for two words. Yam, Eshaha. Shankara Bhashyam says, Yam is equal to Atmanam, Eshaha is equal to Sadakaha. Ramanuja Acharya Bhashyam says, Yam is equal to Sadakaha, Eshaha is equal to Bhagavan. Yam Sadakam Eshaha Bhagavan Vrunute, Tena Bhaktena Sadakena, Tasya Sadakasya, Eshaha Atma Bhagavan, Swam Tanum Vivrunute, Prapnoti. This is Ramanujacharya's Bhashya. There Prakashayati, here Prapnoti. There Swam Atma, here Bhagavan. The difference between the two philosophies are Chaitanyam is equal to Akhandam in Shankara Bhashyam. Same Chaitanyam is equal to Ishvaraha Vishnuhu with a particular form, even though he is Akhandaha. Here moksha is equal to gaining knowledge in Shankara philosophy. In Ramanuja philosophy, moksha is equal to going to a loka. You keep this in mind, then only you can appreciate both the bhashyas. Ramanujacharya thinks moksha is equal to going to Vaikuntha loka, having nitya kaingaryam as the price for all his upasanas and learning. There is no question of knowledge about Akhanda Chaitanya. Even if you know that Chaitanyam is Akhandam, you should know that it is in the form of Vishnu, and going to that abode, Vaikuntha Loka, is the moksha. So, to go to any place, you should get visa. Who will give visa? Let us try to analyze in modern language. If you want to go to America, you have to get visa. You may have passport, but unless you get the visa, you are not permitted to enter that abode, America. Who will give that visa? America has to give visa. American president has to give visa. Correct? Similarly, you have to go to Vaikuntha. To get moksha, you have to go to Vaikuntha. You need permission. From whom? From Vaikuntha Pati. Therefore, if he selects you, you go there and get moksha. Correct? Very correct. But in Shankara philosophy, there is no question of going anywhere. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, it is not the question of getting somebody's permission or grace. It is not going to be a reward type. If you want, you get it, because it is available already. Moksha is available already because it is Nitya Siddhatva. Both the philosophies are, from that standpoint, okay. But we get benefit from both the philosophies. One philosophy says, you should struggle, you should do self-effort. Without your self-effort, Bhagavan cannot come and give you Atma Jnanam, parcel, Amazon parcel. He cannot give you Atma Jnanam unless you want it. However much close you may be to him, even in Vibhava Avatara time, there are people who lived with Bhagavan closely. Uddhava Swami lived with Bhagavan 120 years. And Bhagavan's wives were always living with him. And friend like Arjuna, however much close you are, Still you can be an ignorant because you don't want that knowledge. When you surrender to Bhagavan that I want, then he teaches. He doesn't give anything. This is the philosophy of Bhagavan Shankara. So therefore, self-effort is a must. Ramanujacharya says, however much you try, nothing will happen unless visa comes. Visa has to come from him. Permission has to come from him. He is holding the chavi, especially mother. Mother is holding the chavi. Who is holding the chavi for Vaikuntha Dhama was the question. One group said, Mother is holding, Divine Mother is holding the chavi. Another group told, no, Bhagavan himself is holding the chavi. That is called Vadagalai, Tengalai. You know, the difference between two main sects of Vaishnavism is having this one difference of opinion. Whether Mother stays as a Guru, separate from God, holding the chavi of Vaikuntha Dhama, or Mother stays with Bhagavan's form itself and plays the Guru's role. This is a simple difference of opinion has created such a big quarrel in Vaishnavism, you know. The very quarrel is the proof for the commitment of the seekers. Understood? Why we quarrel? When we value something, then only we will quarrel for that. Na? So we did not value money or gold and diamonds. We valued philosophy. That is why it was very easy for the outsiders to come and finish off us. We never bothered about what is going around us. So many conversions, so many killings, so many type of invasions going around us. But we are fighting among ourselves with these philosophies. So much erudite society ours was. And looting was going on. Temple after temple they were looted. Still the looting is going on. But we are very much concerned about whether Ramanujacharya's philosophy is right or Shankaracharya's philosophy is right. Now the very class itself is the proof. When we are asked why you do, when you are seeing around you so much of adharma, what the teacher says, I am a sadhu. I cannot take the weapon in my hand. Violence is prohibited for me. For philosophers, first condition is what? Sadhana chaturthaya sampanna adhikari. In that, violence is prohibited. So I do my duty. Let the Kshatriya do his duty. Unfortunately, Kshatriyas are sold out in present days. Kshatriyas were quarreling among themselves in past. So the culture has to bear the brunt. But for us, spiritual seekers, these two philosophies gives a beautiful message. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says that you should try. Success depends upon intensity of your struggle. Ramanujacharya says, nothing doing. Bhagavan's grace must be there. So, there is a dichotomy in the mind of every spiritual seeker, whether my success depends upon Bhagavan's grace or my self-effort. There is a basic question about this dichotomy. Shastra itself gives a solution. You pray to the Lord and get success. Third suggestion. One suggestion is you struggle. Another suggestion is you wait as long as Bhagavan's approval comes. Third suggestion is pray to Lord. Then you will get success. So today's class will be the need and the role of prayer in receiving the Ishvara Kripa. So according to Shankaracharya, Ishvara being Akhanda Vastu, his Kripa, Ishvara Kripa is unconditional. Even Kripa of Panchabhutas are unconditional. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithivi. Panchabhutas are there. They favor us. Kripa means favor. Grace. Favor. They do some favor for us. They favor us. All the Panchabhutas favor us. Do you find any discrimination in that favoring? Please tell. Does the Akasha says to a Rakshasa or a Asuraha, I will reduce my space wherever you go. Suppose a Rakshasa goes in national highways. The Akasha cannot tell, I will reduce the national highways 4 lane into single lane. With all traffic problem only you can move. Does it say? Does the Vayu says, I will reduce my oxygen level in your breathing? Because what goes inside, Bhagavan only knows. Understand? We think that some air goes inside, that's all. What air goes? And they say, if we breathe the carbon dioxide, we are going to die. But breathing the carbon dioxide, trees are there. 12 hours they breathe carbon dioxide. That's why people are prohibited to sleep under the tree. Why? Because they breathe carbon dioxide, therefore if you sleep under the tree, you will get suffocation. So, air doesn't say that I will reduce my grace because of your adharmic life. Similarly, waters. Similarly, Agni. So, when Panchabhuta themselves are Samadarshinaha, this is called Samadarshana. When Panchabhutas themselves doesn't have any priority, either to trouble or to help. Suppose a Mahatma goes. Does the 4 lane national highway becomes 6 lane? Or faster poto? Let him go fast. He is Mahatma. No. So, Panchabhuta themselves don't have priorities. They don't favor anyone. They don't trouble anyone. Similarly, Ishvara also Nairgrinya Vaishyamya Rahitatvat. In Brahma Sutra, this topic comes whether Ishvara has power to favor someone. Whether Ishvara has power to favor someone. What is the conclusion, of the discussion? Very big discussion it is. Because we find that some places he has favored, he has taken sides, In Mahabharata, he has taken side of Pandavas. He has taken side and he accepts that. Somebody he punishes, somebody he rewards. Whether Bhagavan has the power to favor. The conclusion is, he has the power to favor, but he doesn't favor. If he favors, he will be subject to the crime called partiality. He will be a partial Lord. Like other Semitic religions claim, unless you accept me. Sanatana Dharma, Bhagavan does not tell that. You have to accept me. Okay, no problem. When you accept yourself, it is equal to accepting me only. Asanneva sabhavati, asad brahmeti veda chet, asti brahmeti chet veda. When you accepted yourself, you accepted me. But you don't know what is the meaning of me and you. That's all. So, our Ishvara doesn't have any problem. But the Ishvaras mentioned in the Semitic religion, they have a problem. So, there is no place for your nobility, straightforwardness, character. First question is, whether you accepted that Ishvara or not. Here we don't have a problem. And accepted Ishvara favors them with heaven. And punishes those who don't accept. Unlike those type of theologies, we have a theology, whether you accept or not. Whether you accept him with form or not. In that form also, male, female, or rendungatta, in between, or animal, or human, or rendungatta, in between, animal, human, Narasimha Murti, whatever you like, it is all up to you. You hang on with yourself. Bhagavan has nothing to do with that. Understood? Nairgrinya Vaishamya Rahitatvat. Bhagavan cannot favor anyone. But Ramanujacharya says, everything in your life is nothing but the favor of Ishvara. Shankaracharya says self-effort is the only deciding criterion. Ramanujacharya says Ishvara's grace is the only criterion. After Shankara, there were so many acharyas like Madhusudana Saraswati Maharaj, Sridhara Swami. They brought these two philosophies and reconciled those two philosophies. Both are right. How both are right? Your self-effort will give you result. And result is available already. With regard to Atma Jnanam, what is the result? The knowledge that I am Brahman is the result. So that is available always. You do effort and get it. Here, Ramanujacharya says that you have to wait for the grace, the result. Successful death should happen. You know what is the meaning of successful death? Whatever may be your health condition, while passing away from human body, you should sit straight and close your eyes and chant Om. Then bring out all the prana to Sahasrara, and Sahasrara should open. Manda vedichi pranam poganum. The prana has to pass through Sahasrara. There are yogis. There are bhaktas who have done that. But for how many people it is possible? So, we should know what is the difference between self-effort and grace. According to Shankaracharya, Akasha is there. If a bird wants to fly, simply it should use whatever faculty it has been awarded. What is the faculty? Wings. No one can stop the bird once it starts flying. Akasha doesn't bother or air doesn't bother. So self-effort is the expression of what you want. Self-effort is nothing but the expression of what you want in any field. In spiritual journey, self-effort is the expression of that you are in need of freedom. There is a difference between need and luxury. In some classes I have explained it seems. Like prana shakti is a need of my existence. Food is the need of my existence. Water is the need of my existence. Similarly, the freedom must be the need of my existence. So it is an expression of your need, and the very expression is the proof for your ignorance. Correct? Nobody is going to struggle to gain knowledge if he has already knowledge. So this mumukshutvam or jignasutvam itself is the sign of ajñātatvam. An ignorant person alone will try. An ignorant person who has vairagyam will express the desire of freedom. And this expression of self-effort is very important in karma niyati. Unless you pay, you won't get it. That is the karma niyati. Whatever you pay, you get it. Whatever you sow, you get it. So in karma niyati, entire creation is governed by karma niyati. All the awards and rewards you gain by karma niyati only. And the self-effort makes the seeker to find out his limitations. Unless he struggles, unless the child struggles to stand, how can the child find its limitation? You could have witnessed child trying to stand. Like a rubber ball. It will try to get up and fall, get up and fall, get up and fall. 100th time or 1000th time, it will stand. It feels its dignity is raised. Human limitations will be known only by struggles. This is my limitation. And humility will come only after struggle. Correct? This much only Bhagavan. I thought I can get it, but now I understood. Another portion also is there. Along with my portion of self-effort, you have to give an hand. That humility, that surrender comes only after exhausting yourself. In Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life, in Gospel, we come across an example which is told in the Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. An example of bird which was sitting on the ship. When the ship moved towards the sea, deep sea, then suddenly the bird found that I have slept so much. Let me go to the shores. So it started flying eastward. It did not find any shore, came back and took rest, sitting on the ship again. Then westward, then northward, then southward. No direction it could find shore. Then it decided, all right, when the ship goes to the shore, I will reach the shore. How this decision will come? Only after flying in all directions, after enough self-effort. Correct? This story comes in Chandogya Upanishad. That means what? You have to fly, but you won't get it. You have to fly, but you won't get it. Gaining knowledge certainly is not in your hands, and certainly is not in the hands of the Ishvara also. It is the contribution of both the factors. Understood? So, adhikarinam ashaste phalasiddhi visheshataha upayaha deshakaladhyaha santi asmin sahakarinaha. Beautifully, Bhagavan Shankara writes in Viveka Chudamani, adhikarinam ashaste phalasiddhi. Gaining knowledge completely depends upon you only. But don't think that you can command and get it. You deserve, you get it. For deserving, your self-effort is required. Upayaha deshakaladhyaha santi asmin sahakarinaha. So self-effort is a must. Divine grace is a must. Both cannot be exchanged. Both cannot be exchanged. Both are interdependent. Both fulfills our spiritual journey. So Ishvara Kripa is not a substitute for self-effort. When he likes, let him give moksha, Swami. Up to that time, I will involve in my own karma. And Bhagavan also will tell what? All right, you involve in your own karma. As long as you want to play, mother will tell, all right, you play. If you don't disturb me, that is enough. But at night hours, she will come and throw away all the toys and pull the child to sleep with mother. That's all. Similarly, Pralaya time also, Bhagavan says, give up all toys. Nonsense. All the time playing. Constructing a building, telling that I am the owner of the building, and marrying. Only play. Come, let us have a sleep. That's called Pralayam. But the problem with Pralayam is, the toys are still remaining. Next day it will be handed over. So, Jagat Srishti Naisargikoyam Loka Vyavaharaha. So, divine grace is not the substitute for self-effort. What do you mean by grace? What do you mean by grace? According to Shastra Parampara, Ishvara Sannidhyam is grace. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Ishvara Sannidhyam itself is the Ishvara Kripa. Where Ishvara Sannidhyam is absent? Nowhere. Ishvara being Sarvagataha, omnipotent and omniscient. Sarvagata, Ishvara being Sarvagataha, his Sannidhyam is available always and unconditional, and it is not the result of your self-effort. Please understand. Ishvara Kripa is not the result of your self-effort. In spite of your self-effort, Ishvara Kripa is available already. You have to be very subtle in understanding this. One side, Shankaracharya says, you have to struggle. But your struggle will not bring Ishvara's Kripa. What do you mean by that? Shankaracharya says, it is available already, therefore your struggle doesn't make any sense. Ramanujacharya says, his Kripa is unconditional. When he wants, he can give. In both philosophy, your struggle doesn't have any meaning for Ishvara Kripa. You understand now? Your struggle doesn't have any meaning for Ishvara Kripa. One says it is available already, another says it depends upon his whims and fancies. Whatever may be the cause for Ishvara Kripa. But Ishvara Kripa is there. So, it is unconditional according to Shankaracharya. Being Sarvagataha, Samadarshi, he cannot favor anyone, he cannot punish anyone. Even his own Panchabhuta Srishti is unconditionally graceful. So, it is not the result of your self-effort, or it is not the result of fantasy of Ishvara. Kripa is a result of self-effort, somebody says. Somebody says, no, it is a fantasy of Ishvara. When he wants, he will give. Shankaracharya says, none of these things are Ishvara Kripa. Ishvara Kripa means Sannidhyam, Ishvara Sannidhyam. It is available already. Your self-effort plays a role of tapping that Ishvara Kripa. Self-effort called opening eyes plays the role of tapping the already existing Surya Kripa. Do you agree or not? Opening the nose is a self-effort. You can choose to block your nose. Opening the nose is a self-effort not to produce Prana Shakti, but to tap the already existing Prana Shakti. How logical it is. Do you agree or not? Gandhari, mother, choose to not to do any self-effort with regard to the eyes. So she was deprived of Surya Kripa. So Gandhari, she should have 4 eyes on behalf of her husband also. But she decided to not to do any self-effort with regard to the vision. But vision was available already. Surya Shakti was available already. So Ishvara Kripa is recognized through self-effort. Ishvara Kripa is recognized through self-effort. It is not produced by self-effort. That's what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says. Unfurl your boat to recognize the presence of the already existing wind. First point is, Ishvara Kripa is available in spite of your self-effort. Your self-effort plays the role not in producing the Kripa, but in receiving the Kripa, making you as a deserving person to receive that. That's what they tell in Tamil. எண்ணெய் தேய்ச்சி எவ்வளவு புரண்டாலும் ஒற்றை மண்ணு தான் ஒட்டும். You bathe yourself in oil and roll on the mud. How much mud will stick to your body? That cannot be foretold. Nobody can guess correctly this much quantity of mud will. So there Ishvara Kripa. Ottra mannu da, ottu means what? You are not sure about the result. Similarly, in any effort, human being is not sure. Daivam atraivacha panchamam. Bhagavan says in Gita, Daivam, there is a factor called Daivam. Daivam means what? Ishvara Kripa. So Ishvara Kripa is available always, but your self-effort makes you to deserve, to receive, to tap that Kripa. Okay, the self-effort which I do, is it Kripa or not? Another question from another angle. Self-effort is done by faculties. So the individual having enough faculty, body, senses, mind, intellect to do self-effort, that is Ishvara Kripa. Another point. Ishvara Kripa alone gives an opportunity to self-effort. You understand? That is Ishvara Kripa tapped by you only by your Purva Janma effort. Your body, your mind, your indriyas, working capacity, all are what? Ishvara Kripa, gift from the Lord, given to you. How He gave to you? You deserved and tapped that grace. You understand now? The present capacity of self-effort is past Ishvara Kripa. The present capacity of self-effort is nothing but past Kripa. That past Kripa is nothing but its previous effort, self-effort. Understand? So you do the self-effort, tap the grace. Again do self-effort, tap the grace. Again do self-effort, tap the grace. Like that only our lives are in circle. So one is not the product of the another. And one cannot be individually successful also. So both are interdependent. Ishvara Kripa alone gives this faculty and opportunity to do this prayatnam. If you are born in Afghanistan, where is the question of moksha prayatnam? Please tell. Where is the question of living a brahmachari life, whole life? Where is the question of studying the scripture which says you are that Ishvara? There it's all blasphemy. In Semitic religion, claiming oneself as God is a blasphemy. Here also it is a blasphemy from one standpoint. From the standpoint of body-mind complex, anybody claims that I am God, he is called Asuraha, Rakshasaha, Ravanaha, Hiranyakashipa. All these fellows did the same thing. Keeping their individuality, they claimed that themselves as Ishvara. So they became Rakshasas. But from another standpoint, from our real nature standpoint, everyone has the opportunity and facility to learn this great knowledge. You understand? The Shastra Sampradayam is Ishvara Kripa. Do you agree or not? Gaining a teacher is Ishvara Kripa. Do you agree or not? Having Shastra Pramanam is Ishvara Kripa. Do you agree or not? Having the capacity to hear the Shastram is Ishvara Kripa. Do you agree or not? Why this Kripa is given to you? Not to others? Because you deserved. Understand now? The Kripa is tapped by the person, the seeker, who struggles for it. Understand? So I hope you have reconciled both the sides. You get what you need. That is the design of universe. You get what you need. You don't get what you desire. Please understand. You don't get what you desire. But you get what you need and you get what you deserve. You get what you need automatically. For your survival, physical survival, everyone requires the help of Panchabhutas. Therefore, Panchabhutas are available unconditionally. 1 point. And you get for what you deserve. Bhagavan did not left the humanity, this is the end of you. He did not leave. This end you have wanted, it is given, you can change your end. There self-effort comes. Purusha prayatnam comes. So therefore, if you in need of freedom, freedom will be yours. So therefore only, next mantra of this Upanishad says, prove that you are in need of freedom. To whom I should prove? Prove to yourself. Prove to yourself that you are in need of freedom. You have to focus on the meaning of the word need. Need means what? In the absence of that need, your survival is in trouble. Your survival is a question mark in the absence of that particular need. So, are you in need of freedom? If you say yes, do you deserve that freedom? You should answer yes. If you answer yes, then Shastra says, prove it. First thing is, you are in need of freedom. Second one is, you deserve that freedom. Some other class I told this incident of a parrot. A parrot which was living in the freedom fighters' house learnt one statement, we want freedom, we want freedom. So it is to parroting. A freedom fighter who escaped from the police took shelter in that house accidentally. In midnight he heard that voice, female voice, and he searched for the source of the voice and found parrot is chanting this. Then he asked that house owner, Mother, you say that your 2 children were freedom fighters, you are lover of freedom. Why you keep this parrot in the cage? Why can't you give the freedom? That mother casually told, that fellow doesn't deserve. Lazy fellow, idiot. Yes, she is feeding like her own child. That fellow doesn't deserve. No, just open and see, open the cage and see whether it has the capacity and the deserving nature to fly freely. When opened, it flew. Then the freedom fighter told, didn't I tell you, mother? It has the capacity. Wait 2 hours, within 2 hours it will come. It happened so many times. For your sake, I am going through the same experiment once more, that's all. Within 2 hours it came, food time. Again evening it came. Then that mother told, to be free, one should have the self-dignity and one should have the capacity to face the problems in living with other communities. When a bird goes away, owl will be there, waiting for catching it. And dogs will be there, cat will be there. Night hours, birds don't have vision. So they will be waiting. So you should have the capacity to protect yourself. You should have the capacity to fight against your threats. And you should have the patience to build your own family members. And for that you have to work. When birds want to raise their family, how much they work, They bring twigs from so many places. When squirrel finds to be a family member, Temporary only they become family member. Their family is not permanent. Annual family they raise. But every time they build a nest. Birds build a nest. Beautiful nest. How much struggle? So, you have to deserve. And you have to prove that you deserve. Therefore, Upanishad next mantra says, Na virato duscharitat, na shanto na samahitaha, na shantamanaso vapi, prajnanena yena mapniyad. Na duscharitat anuparataha prapnuti. This Atma is not attained by duscharitaha. A person with evil character will never gain this knowledge. Na ashantaha. Ashantaha means indriya lolaha. One who goes behind the indriya vishayas. He will not gain. Every attempt of indriya bhogam is nothing but the confirmation of one's own individuality and giving nutrition to that individuality. Correct? You nourish that individuality by every attempt of bhoga. Bhoga for whom? For me. That means what? You attempt to protect and nourish your individuality and you say that you want freedom. What do you mean by freedom? Giving up individuality is called freedom. So if you are a mumukshuhu or jignasuhu, you cannot be an indriya lolaha. Na asamahitaha. Samahitaha means focused mind. A person with focused mind. Asamahitaha means what? Vikshipta manasaha. One who has tremendous extroverted mind. The mind is tremendously extroverted. Then na ashanta manasaha na vyapruta chittaha vapi prajnanena brahma vijnanena yena matmanam apnuyat. Yaha duscharitat virataha indriya lolacha samahitaha samadhana faladapi ashanta manasaschaha acharyavan prajnanena evam yatha uktam atmanam prapnoti ityartaha. Shankara Bhashya. In short, making the freedom as a need is the first self-effort. Being consistent in considering moksha as a need is the second one. Being free from all types of obstacles for that freedom is the third self-effort. Then fourth one is repeatedly asserting, I want freedom, I want freedom. Therefore only I have given up all types of indriya lolatvam, all types of ikshiptva, vicharaha, all types of desires. And repeated assertion is called prayer. What is the meaning of prayer of a spiritual seeker? People say, pray to Lord, pray to Lord. And they consider asking, begging something from Ishvara is called prayer. From the Upanishad angle you see, what is the meaning of prayer? You assert to the divinity, I am in need of it. Therefore only I have given up all these obstacles which are told in the Shastra Parampara. That repeated assertion is there na, which is called prayer. In our Sampradaya, it is called prayer. Asking nothing except freedom. So, no human being is deprived of Ishvara Kripa. Ishvara Sannidhanam is equal to Ishvara Kripa Nitya Praptam. And repeatedly trying to tap that Ishvara Kripa is called prayer. Asserting your need repeatedly to the totality is called prayer. Some say, I prayed and I got this Ishvara's Kripa. That is the general opinion. Shastra says, idiot. How you know what you desired is right or wrong for you? What you think as Kripa may be Shapa also. What you think as Shapa may be Kripa also. In Mahabharatam, Mother Ganga comes in human form. Seeing a beauty, Shantanu Maharaja wanted to marry her. He did not ask why she has taken human form. She introduced herself as Ganga. Immediately he should have asked, instead of living in heaven, why you are here, you are Devata, like that. Nothing he asked. He was captivated by her beauty. So without asking anything, do you marry? He asked. She has come for that only. Shapa. She told yes, but on one condition. You should not ask anything, why I do this action. I will do whatever I like. You should not ask. Modern day marriage also happens in this agreement only. What is the result? When she became mother, first child she has thrown away into the Ganga. What else? She begged the child and takes it and she throws away. This fellow, Shantanu Maharaja, was seeing that. But his infatuation towards her did not allow to ask a question, why you kill a child? Why you kill that to Rajaputraha, that to his own child? Like that 7 times happened. 8th time, unfortunately or fortunately, he asked this question. Then Mother Ganga stopped throwing the child, handed over the child to Shantanu Maharaja. Thank you, Maharaja, my Shapa is over. She was given Shapa to live for some time as a mother in Bhuloka. While coming from Devaloka, other group of fellows who got Shapa from another source, they also were coming. Ashtavasus they are called. So they told mother, any of you are going to become a mother, we will become your children. Okay? What is your Shapa? Like children group asking, what is the Shapa? This fellow leader, Ashtavasu leader, he has to live long life. We are Sahabhagis. Only we followed him in that adharma. So we are given short life. As even we are born, we are free to give the body. So please throw us in the Ganga and kill us. Mother agreed. Now, the thrown away children are Bhagyashalis or Durbhagyashalis, please tell. The saved child who became in future Bhishmacharya is Bhagyashali or Abhagyashali, you tell. So what is Bhagyam, what is Abhagyam? What is Kripa, what is not Kripa? How you know? So never connect the Ishvara Kripa with anything you get other than gaining knowledge. The only Ishvara Kripa is Atma Jnanam. Shastra Sangam. That is the only Ishvara Kripa. You ask Ishvara to give by himself whatever he likes, suppose. If you tell to Ishvara, he will give this only. If you deserve. Understood? Not living with him, even in Vibhavatara time, so many people lived with him. Only 2 people asked, Bhagavan, you give what gift you want to give to me. Prapannam Anushadimam, Uttara Swami says. Arjuna says, Karpanya dosho, Bhakata Sabaha, Ruchamitvam Dharma Samuda Chetaha, Ishreyasyam Nishitam Bruhitan me, Shishyasteham Shadhi Mam Prapannam. Shadhi Mam Prapannam Arjuna, Prapannam Anushadhi Mam Uddhava Swami. Both occasion what Bhagavan gave? Nothing but Shastra Jnanam. So, we may have the doubt whether I have Ishvara Kripa. What is the proof that we have Ishvara Kripa? We have Shastra Sangam. Holding that Shastra Sangam with all Shraddha, repeatedly asserting by our day-to-day life that I am in need of freedom, this spiritual freedom. That is called prayers, Vaitika Prarthana, Shanti Mantra, like that it is called. About them, we will see in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Tat Sad Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे शंकर मौली निवासिनी विमले मम मतिरास्तां तव पद कमले भागीरथी सुखदायिनी मातः तव जल महिमा निगमे ख्यातः नाहं जाने तव महिमानं त्राहि कृपामयि माम् अज्ञानम् हरिपद पाद्यतरङ्गिनि गङ्गे हिमविधुमुक्ता नवलतरङ्गे दूरीकुरु मम दुष्कृतिभारम् पुरकृपया भव सागरपारम् जलममलं येन निपीतं परमपदं खलु तेन गृहीतं मातर्गङ्गे त्वय्यो भक्तः किल तं द्रष्टुं नयमशक्तः पतितोद्धारिणि जाह्नवी गङ्गे खण्डितगिरिवर मण्डितभङ्गे भीष्मजननि खलु मुनिवरकन्ये पतितनिवारिणि त्रिभुवनधन्ये फलतामिव फलदां लोके प्रणमति यस्त्वां न पतति शोके वारावारविहारिणि गङ्गे विबुधवधूकृततरलाभाङ्गे तव कृपया स्तोत्रस्नातः पुनरपि जठरे सोऽपि न जातः नरकनिवारिणि जाह्नवी गङ्गे कलुषनिनाशिनि महिमोत्तुङ्गे पुण्यतरङ्गे जय जय जाह्नवी करुणापाङ्गे इन्द्रमुकुटमणिराजितचरणे सुखदे शुभदे सेवकचरणे रोगं शोकं पापं तापं हर मे भगवति कुमति कलापं त्रिभुवनसारे वसुधाहारे त्वमसि गतिर्मम खलु संसारे अलकानन्दे परमानन्दे पुरुमयि करुणा कातरवन्द्ये तव तटनिकटे यस्य निवासः खलु वैकुण्ठे तस्य निवासः वरमिहनीरे कमलामीनः किं वा तीरे सरतः क्षीणः अथ गौर्यूथौ श्वपचो लीनो न पुनर्दूरे नृपतिकुलीनः भुवनेश्वरि पुण्ये धन्ये देवी द्रवमयि मुनिवरकन्ये गङ्गास्तवम् इममलनित्यं पठति नराय सयति सत्यम् येषां हृदये गङ्गा भक्तिः तेषां भवति सदा सुखमुक्तिः मधुरमनोहर पञ्चटिकाभिः परमानन्द कलितललिताभिः गङ्गास्तोत्रमिदं भवसारं वाञ्छितफलदं विदितमुदारं शङ्करसेवक शङ्कररचितं पठतु च विषयीदमिति समाप्तम् शङ्करसेवक शङ्कररचितं पठतु च विषयीदमिति समाप्तम् शङ्करसेवक शङ्कररचितं पठतु च विषयीदमिति समाप्तम्